Hello everyone, Giltar here with an action figure review. This time we'll be looking at the Hasbro release of the Masterpiece Hot Rod and Rodimus Prime figure. This was released in 2011 as a Toys R Us exclusive product. The manufacturer's suggested retail pricing was $49.99 in America, though I bought mine in Canada for nearly $70. As this is Hasbro's release of the original Takara Tomy Masterpiece 9 figure, it does differ in some significant ways. The color scheme and tampographed art is inspired by the Generation 1 toy as opposed to Takara Tomy's Masterpiece 9 where it was inspired by the animation model's appearance. The figure omits the trailer that the Masterpiece 09 figure has, eliminating the possibility for this figure to be displayed in the Rodimus Prime alternate vehicle form without having that trailer accessory. Now this figure instead comes with a Target Master offshoot, which is meant to represent Firebolt, the Target Master for the Generation 1 Hot Rod toy. It was renamed due to trademark issues. Moving on to the extra accessories, we'll take a better look at them now. And here we have all of the accessories that come with this figure, starting with two guns that combine into a larger rifle mode, his Target Master partner offshoot, a scale-appropriate Matrix of Leadership, as well as a smaller version that can fit into his chest cavity. We also have two alternate hand attachments, one being a buzzsaw and the other being a welding torch. I believe both of these items were seen in the 1986 Transformers movie. Now as far as the appearance of the figure in robot mode goes, I really do think it looks nice either as Hot Rod or Rodimus Prime. There are a few transformation features that allow you to depict either form. These include extendable hip joints to give the figure more height, as well as a secondary face sculpt to transform the figure fully from either Hot Rod or Rodimus Prime and back and forth. The points of articulation include a ball joint at the top of the neck, a hinged base at the bottom of the neck, ratchet swivels and hinged points at the shoulders, swivels above the elbows, hinged elbows, ball joints at the wrist, hinges at the knuckles, ball joint thumbs, hinges at the tips of the exhaust pipes on the forearms, a swivel waist, ratcheted swivel hinge hips, swivels at the upper thighs, ratchet hinges at the knees, and multiple swivel hinges with ratchets at the ankle assembly. Now let's take a look at the alternate vehicle mode. And here we have the Hot Rod Vehicle Alternate Mode, a simple but sleek and stylish futuristic car. As mentioned earlier, the lack of a trailer for the figure means that only the Hot Rod Vehicle Mode is an option for an alternate mode unless you buy the trailer separately. The wheels are made from rubber, and the details of the treads are actually quite sharp. The Matrix of Leadership is stored within the front hood of the section of the vehicle mode, which again doubles as the chest area of the robot mode. Now as you can see here, offshoot is in its weapon mode and pegged into the supercharger. Finally, the canopy has the ability to open to show an interior view of the vehicle. Next up, we'll get to my overall thoughts on this figure. And now on to the pros and cons of this figure. First of all, at a glance, I think the figure actually looks really nice as either Hot Rod or Rodimus Prime. The accessories are plentiful, and they're really great for homaging and referencing the Generation 1 character's equipment, both as cartoon character and as a toy. The price at the time of the release is also quite attractive, essentially offering you a Masterpiece level figure for under $70 in North American retailers. The stature of the figure is also great, having a significant physical presence on your display shelf. Now unfortunately, the rest of the things I have to mention are going to be the cons, the negative points of this particular masterpiece. First of all, while the cheaper price is a really great value, it does come at a cost. Without the trailer, the figure is not actually representable as Rodimus Prime in alternate vehicle mode. Now while the points of articulation are numerous, they're largely ineffective, either being hindered by the sculpt or by poor design. This is an example where many points of articulation do not directly translate into good posing ability. The scale of the figure, while good for Rodimus, is poor for Hot Rod, who should be somewhat smaller. One great design point that has emerged in the Masterpiece figure line, from about Grimlock, which is number 8, onwards, is a move for consistency in scale representation, using figures like Grimlock, Rodimus, and Optimus, Masterpiece 10, as a base for scale relativity. You could definitely argue that the older figures are great because of their size, but unfortunately they don't have the same sense of scale consistency. As Hasbro has released this version of Hot Rod and Rodimus Prime, it's basically a toy largely compromised by an ambitious design goal, which is to essentially serve as two different, though related and similar character designs. The various points of ineffective articulation, The mix of scale where Rodimus is fine, but Hot Rod is not, also the lack of a trailer not allowing Rodimus to be viewed in vehicle form, are some major issues commonly held by owners of this masterpiece toy. It's unfortunate that Hasbro didn't offer also the trailer as a separate option at a similar price. As I see it, I think many collectors would have opted for buying a second product for about $60 to $70 if it meant having a complete masterpiece Rodimus. Right now, I think the figure is best used either as Rodimus Prime but only in humanoid form, or as Hot Rod but only when positioned with older and larger masterpiece toys. I appreciate the intent of this masterpiece design, and I applaud the effort and fact that this design was brought to the market in a very compromised way. Even though it is a good product overall in some ways, it's also equally marred by drawbacks. I can only recommend this figure to dedicated fans of Hot Rod as well as Rodimus. For anyone else, your mileage may vary depending on how significant the negative points I've brought up are to you. So as always, thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it and got something out of it. As usual, have a great day, and I'll see you at the next video.